everyone, it's Catherine from Cat's Craft Corner. Welcome to Let's Talk Shop. So last time we talked I didn't have many finished items. I do have several finished shop items. So the first one is the Honeycomb Aran sweater, and I have finally finished it. It's to show off our Hello Stella worsted. So their worsted yarn is untreated, it's dyed naturally, and it's woolen spun. It's PEI Atlantic Coast wool, and it is very warm. It blocks beautifully. It actually becomes softer once you block it. It feels very rustic and toothy when it's in the skein. So I'm very happy that it's softened. It is very warm though, so don't be surprised if I take it off halfway through. Another shop sample that's finished, as in I've blocked it and everything, is the Nutmeg socks in Cascade Heritage Primrose. So the Nutmeg socks with a heel flap and gusset. And then the other finished item is the Everyday Hermione socks, and I've done it in the Fireweed Fiber Co. MCN, so Merino Cashmere Nylon blend, and it's in the chartreuse. So there it is. And this has a heel flap and modified partridge heel. So modified partridge heel is kind of like a fun little triangle. It meets more so on the outer rim of the heel rather than right across the heel, and it gives more of a nice flat surface on your whole entire sole of your foot. So the Everyday Hermione partridge modified heel, the Aran Honeycomb sweater, the Nutmeg socks, and then it's not a finished project, but we do have a very fun item in the shop, and it comes in little woodland creature stockings. It's our advent calendar. It's 12 days, and it's in collaboration with Fibres. So we have 9 mini skeins of fingering weight yarn, 20 grams, and we have 1 full skein of 100-gram fingering weight yarn, and it's around Nordic winter snowscape. So yeah, it comes in this nice, beautiful woodland creature stocking. It also comes in a squirrel, a raccoon, and then the fox. So, for example, it comes nicely wrapped, the full skein. There's 2 haberdasheries, like little notions, and 9 mini skeins. Sorry, dropped one. 9 mini skeins. Woo. I would toss them to be like raining money, but I will avoid doing that just because I don't want to mess up the wrapping paper. But yeah, so it's really fun. You can open it up however you want throughout December, even later if you purchase it on our last day. So the last day to get one is December 13th, Saturday, December 13th. Once this sale ends, you will not be able to get this yarn colorway set again from us. So it is a one-shot, limited edition, limited time advent calendar. Alright, let's talk also about a shop design. So I recently launched the Nunavut toque, which I will report what I will be donating next episode. So I'm super pumped about that. And the next installment in the collection is the Let's Celebrate socks. So the Let's Celebrate socks are made with Rose Hill nylon merino superwash blend, and it's in their songbird colors. I used mini skeins, so 5 20-gram mini skeins. The heel is short row heel, So as the short rows, you can see it going straight across. And it's toe up. So I know there aren't many toe up patterns out there, so I made toe up socks. I'm actually looking for testers. So if you are wanting to test knit these socks, please send us a message. Our email is in the notes below. And I'm hoping to get them out and published by the first week of January, because they're celebration socks. They might as well come out after New Year's, right? So message us if you want to test knit these. The test knit is from whenever you message us to December 31st. And you can use any 5 colors that make you feel like you're having a party. So these are fun, colorful party socks for me because, like I said, let's celebrate. So party fun socks. Yeah. But again, these are a part of the unofficial North of North collection I'm designing, and 50% of the proceeds from the pattern sales goes to the YWCA and Agavik Nunavut. So let us know if you want to test knit these. It's a good way to try out color work, by the way. You won't be holding more than 3 colors at one time. So, alright, let's talk about a shop sample that is still a whip. So, the shop sample that is still a whip is the Halmoni jacket. And the last time we chatted, I had only really done the saddle shoulders, these bad boys, and a little bit of the neck. But now I've done more of the back paneling. And the pattern comes so that you do this repeat here. The chart shows this repeat, and then you basically repeat that chart until you get your desired length. So I will be repeating this section probably about 5 times because I like my cardigans and sweaters to kind of reach my hip bone, not so much at waist height. I like my butt covered a little. Sorry, no bootylicious in the house here from my butt. Maybe in the summer, but not in the winter. I like it covered. So yeah, repeating this about 5 times will give me about 16 inches from the underarm to just before where I would start the ribbing for the finishing cuff area at the bottom. So yeah, the Halmoni jacket. And it's in our Araucania Aran weight kettle dyed yarn. So it has this beautiful kettle dyed effect. It's kind of variegated in the fact that it's goes from really bright and saturated to less saturated but still very bright in color. So that is the shop sample whip. So we talked about the shop finish samples, 3 of those. We talked about the test knit socks for the unofficial North North and the Halmoni jacket. That is everything for the shop. Now, on a personal note, I finished a couple weeks ago, I forgot to talk about it last week, but a couple weeks ago I went to my friend's daughter's first birthday. And at her first birthday, they did this sort of traditional Taiwanese ceremony of sorts where you have a bunch of items laid out, and whichever item the baby goes for kind of dictates what they would do in the future. So for example, an abacus, an accountant, a pencil or pen, a journalist or author, a calculator for technology, and so on and so forth. I believe there was like 10 or 11 items. She ended up choosing the abacus. The kid's apparently going to become an accountant. Let me know if I'm still in business, because I would love your services, kid. Accounting is one of my least favorite things about being a shop owner. But yeah, so I made a few crocheted items for the traditions. They hang crocheted onions, so there'll be a picture here of them. Crocheted kind of like chive green onions from an archway with a blessing that's written on a piece of paper over top. And I believe it's called the Journey Tunnel or the Smart Tunnel. And it's basically a indication of the child has reached 1 year. They are ready to take their steps into journeying forward without their parents always there, and starting their life on their personality and who they are. And then there's the 2 little red dumplings. I don't remember how to say them. I believe they start with an M. If I get the correct spelling and what they're called, I will include it here in the video. And basically, it's usually a food that you can actually eat, but I crocheted them and did a flower motif, and then sewed a piece of fabric on the back to make sure that none of the stuffing came out. And the kid will put their feet on the little dumplings, like they'll touch the dumplings with their feet, and it's basically an indication of like good fortune, good luck. So that was really fun to experience and be there for my friend and her kid. So that was a fun crochet project. It didn't take me too long. I was pretty impressed, and I didn't use a pattern. I did use a pattern for the flower motif, and I will include the name of it here and in the notes below. And it's free, and it's actually from a pattern crochet blanket. And so that was my recent finished personal item. We'll talk about some personal whips. I have not touched my cross stitch, so sorry cross stitchers, I won't be sharing any of that today. But I have worked more on my Zinette Do You Yoke 2 sweater. So the last time we chatted, I had just got into the point where I was going to start the ladder back jacquard. I kind of screwed it up. So when you do the ladder back jacquard, you create a stitch, and then when you come back to that stitch with the color that you're not working with, you're supposed to purl it. I ended up knitting it. So the ladder back jacquard is at this section here, and it's basically you create a stitch so that you're almost double knitting, and then you're supposed to purl, so this would actually show as a knit stitch on this side of on the wrong side of my sweater. But I knit them all. Oops, doesn't matter, it still looks great on the other side, as you'll see shortly. So yeah, that's the ladder back jacquard. I just learned that, so super pumped. And yeah, then this is the update on the actual sweater. So for this part of the sweater, I have to basically continue knitting in the main body color until I reach about 14 and a half inches from the underarm before starting I believe about a 2-inch ribbing. So I'm excited to see this really coming through and popping, and I'm excited to actually get to sleeves. I know, no sleeve island for me unless it comes with a pina colada. Do you like pina coladas? Getting caught in the rain, or at least snow here anyways. It's snowing here, by the way. So that is my Do You Yoke 2 update by Zinette. So that is the first personal whip, and then I started another personal whip because I had this beautiful skein of yarn from Frosted Stitch when they came and did a trunk show at the shop. So during the spring and summer season, we will be doing a trunk show campaign, which will generally be anywhere from 8 to 10 dyers. And they come and set up shop, and we just have a good time with it, and we make it kind of like an event party with snacks and everything. So I used the specialty dyed Frosted Stitch yarn that she made for the trunk show called Aurora, with some random black mohair I had lying around. And I am making the Soufflé Tea by Hedgehog Fibres. So this is the start of my Soufflé tea. and it's held double with the mohair and the fingering weight frosted stitch yarn. And then I also have my fun little stitch marker. I don't know if you can see it, from Pine and Pearl. Oh, come on, focus. Focus! I want to show off the cute little cat donut. Hang on, let's see if this happens. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so there you go. It's from Pine and Pearl. And it's a little cute little cat donut stitch marker that I'm using to mark the beginning of the round. And then this is the Aurora frosted stitch scheme, held with the black mohair. So I'm really pumped about this. Look how fun that is. Isn't it beautiful? So yeah, that's the Soufflé Tea by Hedgehog Fibres. So those are my 2 personal whips that are on the go. And that is pretty much it for whips and finished objects, as well as our test knit call out and advent calendar announcement. Ooh, that reminds me, big announcement. Big, huge, huge. We're gonna be at 1 year anniversary on December 13th. Yeah! Woo! We've been a shop for almost a year. Open to the public for a year. So, to celebrate, we are having a pop-up with Pretty Strings. They're located in the Ottawa area. They have some beautiful bases and colors, and I believe they have 3 yak bases, and we haven't had yak bases here in the store yet, so that's really exciting. But their colors are great. Check them out. Their website's linked below, as well as their Instagram handle. And they were recommended by Timber Yarns, and we are very excited to be hosting them, and we look forward to seeing you and having you learn and experience by squishing and seeing their beautiful colors on December 13th. We will also have a door prize draw, so come on in, come hang out. It's going to be a good time, and it'll be really relaxed and cozy and a lot of fun. And if I seem high energy today, it's because I actually slept, and I've been drinking coffee out of my Kayla's Crooked Crockery mug, which was inspired by the shop. So the little cat, and she found out I like to read a lot, so you have the little yarn balls and books. So Kayla's Crooked Crockery, she's from here in Durham region, and her mugs are extremely whimsical, a lot of fun. You might have seen one of her knitted, like, gone fishing but gone knitting mugs on Allie Makes Everything YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm just having a great morning here with you guys. And if there's anything that we chatted about that you want to know more on, or that you would like to see or know about the shop or myself, please let me know. And I look forward to hanging out again next week. So please subscribe, press the little bell to get notified when we have any new videos or material, and thumbs up this video. Every little bit helps. Cat's Craft Corner is a small business, so literally all support helps. And follow us on Instagram at Cat's Craft Corner, on Facebook at Cat's Craft Corner Oshawa, on Ravelry, favorite or shop, you'll find us on the local yarn store listing. You can find my personal Ravelry at KCC Oshawa. And yeah, look forward to hearing from you all. Please email us if you're interested in test knitting the socks. Alright, cheers my friends. Have an excellent weekend. Bye! Let me dance out of here, because I danced in here. So, to the windows, to the walls, till my kneading needles hit the yarn balls. To the windows, to the walls, till my crochet hook hits the yarn balls.